Hi guys, what's up and welcome to yet another video. Today I'm super excited to be doing this video because it's something a bit different. As you all know, I love foreign languages. I've learned French, I speak French, and of course I love to write and I love English vocabulary and everything that's got to do with language. So I know that some of you might not have the time nor the motivation to want to go and study a foreign language like French. So today I decided to do something different. You know that in everyday English that we speak, there are so many different French words that we haven't really, sometimes we don't even really know that they originated in French. So today I decided to pick up some of the most commonly used French words in the English language and talk about them and obviously give you the right pronunciation and tell you how to use them. So let's start with the first word. The first word is rendezvous. Rendezvous. So guys, I'm going to put the spellings right down in below the screen so you can check them out. Rendezvous literally means a meeting. How am I going to use the word rendezvous? I am going to Starbucks for a rendezvous with my accountant. He has his weekend rendezvous with his friend. I would really like a rendezvous with all my friends after the lockdown is done. So that's how you can use rendezvous. The next word, you've probably seen it at a fine dining restaurant. It's another word, it's a fancy word for starters. It's called hors d'oeuvre. Very commonly mispronounced. It's not hors d'oeuvres or anything of the sort. It's just hors d'oeuvre. Hors d'oeuvre literally means, to put it simply, is a starter. What you eat at the start of your meal. So if you're going to a regular restaurant, it's perfectly okay to say I'd like a starter, but if you're going to a fancy restaurant, a fine dining French restaurant where you see hors d'oeuvre written on the menu, you will know what it means. Hors d'oeuvre. I'd like to have some caviar for my hors d'oeuvres, or at my party there will be no main course, there will only be cocktails and hors d'oeuvre. So the next word that we're going to talk about is avantgarde. Avantgarde is most often used in the context of fashion or design or a movie, for example. It literally means ahead of its time or really forward thinking, progressive. For example, this designer made a collection or makes clothes that are really avant-garde, or this director made a really avant-garde film, or the architecture of this building is really avant-garde. I'm now going to talk about one of our favorite French food items, which is the humble croissant. We all are familiar with the croissant, but very often mispronounce the term. It's croissant. As simple as that, not croissant or croissant or anything. Croissant. I'm having my coffee with a croissant, as simple as that. Now the next term is going to probably interest those of you who work in the fashion segment, haute couture. I'm sure you've read this word in fashion magazines or seen them on fashion shows. Haute couture literally translates as high fashion or high-end fashion, which basically means customized for you, bespoke for you, made by really famous designers. It's not haute couture, the H is silent, it's haute couture, okay? So Paris is famous for its haute couture boutiques, or at the Lakme Fashion Week, there was an haute couture show that I attended, easy to use, okay? The next term that I'm going to talk to you about is risque. Risque literally means bold or daring. So for example, some of the scenes in the show were really risque, which means bold or daring, or she wore a really risque dress, or his sense of style is really risque. So that's a nice way to say something that's really bold or daring. Another term that I'm going to talk to you about is faux pas. We all know what a faux pas is. It's just a simple mistake or an error, a faux pas. So I do not want to commit any faux pas on this Excel sheet. It's not pronounced as faux pas or anything, simply faux pas. I was so stressed that I committed a lot of faux pas, or I made a lot of faux pas on the presentation and my boss spotted it. Okay, so that's a great way to use faux pas. The next term that I'm going to talk to you about is tete-a-tete. Tete-a-tete literally translates as head to head. It means a little conversation. Okay, so for example, the HR department called me in for a little tete-a-tete regarding my salary raise. Or I want to have a little tete-a-tete with my therapist this weekend. Okay, so it basically is a conversation between two people. Very easy to use and very commonly used. Okay. The next term that I'm going to talk to you about is probably a little difficult to pronounce. It's joie vivre, and it literally means the joy of living. Joie de vivre, the joy of living. It's a very commonly used word when there's a great energy or a great ambience or a love for life. For example, I went to this beach in Goa and there was a sense of joie de vivre, everybody just partying and everything. Or on the streets of Paris after France won the World Cup, there's a sense of joie de vivre on the streets because everybody was just having a good time. And so that's how you can possibly use joie de vivre, okay? The next time you're in a hotel, guys, remember that you need to contact the concierge for any recommendations and not the concierge. Very commonly mispronounced. The concierge is someone at a hotel who gives you recommendations or help with anything. French word that is very, very commonly used in every hotel. So that's about it, guys. That's the first lot of French words that I've come up with today. I'm going to do another series because there's way too many and then this video would just be too long. So please feel free to comment on any of the French words that you know and use in your daily life. Leave me a comment. In the meanwhile, feel free to tell me what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'm waiting to hear from you. I love interacting with you guys. And of course, till my next video, stay tuned to this channel because I'm posting some really good stuff on cars, watches, style and even daily language. So let me know what you think and I'm going to talk to you very soon. Till next video, stay safe.